Dallas Stars have a golden opportunity, as this one thing separates them from the rest of the NHL and makes them that much more scary. We're going to break down what that is and why they will win this series against the Winnipeg Jets. We're going to break it all down in this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we do that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. About 72% of you who watch these videos are not actually subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening around the NHL, with the Dallas Stars, with your favorite team, go down below, hit that subscribe button. It is free. And again, you get to stay up to date with everything that's happening around the NHL. But KC, let's dive right into it. The Dallas Stars have been unbelievable, not just in the regular season this year, but now it's translating to the playoffs as well, which we all knew. And their lineup is absolutely stacked. And there's a lot to talk about. I mean, we can talk about Miro Heiskanen. We can start with that. You know, he's the first NHL player ever to, and brace yourselves, there's a long list, record a third period hat trick in a Game 7, net a Game 7 hat trick versus his former team. I mean, it was the fastest, case of revenge I've ever seen in the history of sports. Is absolutely unbelievable. Have 4-point periods in back-to-back games. I mean, he's putting up incredible points, but there is one thing I think that separates the Dallas Stars from the rest of the NHL, and they have an opportunity here in this series against the Winnipeg Jets. I'm going to throw it over to you in a second, but it's their record on the road versus at home. So if they're able to pick up a win here in Game 2 in Winnipeg, the Dallas Stars are 22-16-3 on the road. Pretty good this season. Pretty good. But if they go up 2-0 coming back home, the Stars are 28-10-3 at home. They're going to be unbeatable at home. This series, if they win this Game 2, could wrap up in as many as 5 games. So what's your take on the Dallas Stars so far? And why do you think they could win this series? Or maybe they won't win this series. Maybe there's a hot take there. What do you think?
They've been unreal since the trade deadline, and they've just got this momentum going forward. Getting the first game in, the second round on the road, that's big. I mean, you're taking the entire momentum from the Winnipeg Jets that they had coming back in that Game 7, then winning in double overtime. You just stripped that from them by going out and winning this Game 1. And, Rantanen has had the best heel turn since John Cena. I mean, he went and had a third period hat trick in Game 7. The next day game comes out and has a natural hat trick. Like, this guy is unreal. He's playing on a different level right now. Probably the best player in hockey at this moment. I mean, he's definitely rivaling Connor McDavid at this point during this playoffs. This guy has been on fire, and obviously a big X factor coming back into the series, Jason Robertson, their star boy, their goal scorer who was out the entire first round, comes back, is knocking the rust off in the first game. But to answer your question, if the Stars go out and win this game tonight, going home with a 2-0 series lead, I think they're going to pull off the sweep, Darius.
They could end up pulling off this sweep if they win this next game, because it is incredibly hard to beat this Dallas Stars team at home, as we've seen and as I was just showing. But one thing I wanted to point out too is, if you look here, I mean, Miro Heiskanen. He's leading in almost every department for this team, and he's leading the league as well, or one of the top in the league for this year's playoffs, like you said, rivaling, Connor McDavid. He's been absolutely unbelievable. And there was a report that came out yesterday, at the time we're recording this, at least yesterday, before Game 2, that, Miro Heiskanen decided to sign with the Dallas Stars out of spite, basically, that he wanted to play the Colorado Avalanche in the playoffs and to burn them, basically. And like I said, I mean, this was the quickest example of revenge I think I've ever seen in sports. But there's a couple people we have to give some props to. Miro Heiskanen, of course, I mean, like, he's been unbelievable. 15 points, right? So far in 8 playoff games, he's been unbelievable. And then the other thing, before we get to another player that I wanted to bring up, is the Dallas Stars 5-on-5 versus their power play and some advanced analytics. And this is from Money Puck. As you can see here, their 5-on-5 play kind of dipping as we head throughout the playoffs here, but everyone's kind of is, right? It really depends on the type of team that you are. Things become tighter, but their power play is soaring to new heights, and that is because of Miro Heiskanen as well. So what's your take on this as well, KC? Like, is this something that the Winnipeg Jets are going to have a problem containing as well?
Yeah, I think their 5-on-5 play dipping is just because of how good the teams they are playing are. I mean, they're going up against the Winnipeg Jets now, who arguably have one of the best defensive cores in the entire playoffs this year. So your 5v5 play is going to wean in a series against a team that is this deep defensively. But to the other side, I mean, when they go a man down and you're a man up on the power play, this team is converting chance after chance. And it's because of how big star power they have on this power play. Obviously, you have Mikko Rantanen there, and obviously, if they had Miro Heiskanen back, this power play would be even more lethal. But they have so many great players on this roster, one of the deepest offenses, if not the deepest offense in the playoffs this year. So when they go a man up on the power play, the cycle has looked phenomenal. Mikko Rantanen finds his spot, but he can also throw a good quick pass across the ice to another person who's set up in their spot. This power play unit has just been lethal all playoff longs, and it's only going to get better if Robertson steps back up on this power play unit.
Exactly. And like you said, like Robertson's kind of shaking off that rust still. So if he gets going, this is a deep team, especially offensively. And I said in our last video, and I know a lot of people were calling me out in the comments for it. I see you guys out there in the comments that this isn't as good as last year's team. I really don't believe that it is in terms of the defense core, but in terms of the offense, I mean, you have Sam Steele and Dadonov on your fourth line. Like, there is no doubt that this team is way deeper on the offensive side of the puck. And one last thing I wanted to bring up before we wrap up here is we have to give some love to one of their best players that nobody talks about, and that is Esa Lindell. He's holding it down on the blue line right now. He's been absolutely stellar. The Dallas Stars have been one of the best teams in the NHL for the past 5 years, as you can see here. Derek says on X. And Esa Lindell has been an unsung hero for them the entire time when it comes to killing penalties, closing out leads, and the number of defenders as good as him can be counted on one hand, and that's maybe Miro Heiskanen, and he's not in the lineup right now. So he is holding it down. KC, what are your thoughts on Esa Lindell? He's been fantastic. His contract as well is, it needs to be a priority for this team because he is the glue of this team. Again, every team has a glue guy. I feel like Lindell is that for this Dallas Stars team. And again, on the PK, every situation, this guy is just holding it down for this team.
Yeah, I feel like Dallas has always been full of underrated players. This is what Esa Lindell is. I mean, we go back a couple of seasons ago, and when Wyatt Johnston was coming into the league, he was very underrated. We see what he is doing now. Everybody knows who he is just because of how good of a player he has developed into. And that's what we're seeing with Esa Lindell. This guy's always been an underrated player for the Dallas Stars, and he's really starting to shine now since, Miro Heiskanen has been out with the injury. He's had to step up. His play has had to be better, and it was going to be a big test for him, and he stepped up and hit it out of the park. This guy has been unreal for this team. He's not afraid to pinch up when he needs to. He's not afraid to let a shot go on net, and he's after getting a goal or two, I believe, in this playoff so far. This guy has been stellar for this team in a time of need, which is great to see.
Absolutely. And like you said, like to wrap it up there, I mean, in a time of need, they need guys to step up. That's what the playoffs are about with some of your best players out of the lineup, and they're doing that. But, now they're getting their best players back or some of their best players back, and they're going to be that much more dangerous. So it's going to be crazy to see. Last thing I just wanted to touch on, Jake Ottinger. He's been unbelievable in this year's playoffs as well. Vezina candidate during the regular season. So he's going to continue to do his thing. I have no doubt in my mind. And the Dallas Stars, if they win this game too, they become very scary. But we want to hear what you have to say in the comments below. What do you think of the Dallas Stars? Do you think they're going to close out this series pretty quickly? Do you think the Winnipeg Jets have a chance? I'm not counting the Winnipeg Jets out quickly, but if the Dallas Stars win this game, it becomes way more difficult to win this series if you're the Winnipeg Jets. So let us know down below in the comments what you think. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything going on in the NHL.